Good morning here from Southern Leyte. Today I'm going to grow Thai basil or Thai Basil, whatever you want to call it. In the US they call it basil, and over here they call it basil and basil, and in Europe it's called basil. This is a Thai version. It's slightly different, quite different actually. You can see, I'll go in here with it here. This is condor seeds. I bought these online. You don't want too fertile a soil when you're doing seeds. I'm going to cut this open and see what's in it. There's a lot of seeds in this. There's 10 grams in this. The humidity here in keeping seeds, I'm going to sow them all. And I'm going to give away the seedlings, or maybe exchange the seedlings or whatever. But I am not going to try and keep the packet afterwards here, because you will need to keep them in the refrigerator. And there is quite a lot of seeds in this, I know that, but I will sow some in this tray. I will sow many others. So I'll just put all the seeds out here. You know what basil seeds are. They look the same as sweet basil. They're little small black seeds, and we will grow 6 or 7 trays like this of them, and then I will thin them out. So what is my media? I'm going to use, I don't really want this is homemade compost, or from the forest actually, and I'm going to mix that with coconut coir. This is coconut coir. Now we have our own coconut coir. We take it from the coconuts. You could use some sort of a peat-based thing. It's just to put some light. If you have perlite, I would put perlite in it as well. That'll soften it up, or sorry, lighten it up. The soil might be a little bit too dense and maybe a bit too strong for seedlings. So we'll mix this up, and I'll put them into one tray here. I think I've just about enough, yeah. And we will, I'll scatter it all along like this. Now, most people will try and only sow 2 seeds in each pod, in a pod thing. I have pod ones there, but I prefer to sow them into just a flat tray with no cells. So we can take them apart. It's more delicate, but it's much more convenient for me here. And the cells I have there are very small anyway. So how many? You put 2 seeds every couple of inches like that, or something like that. Or you can take out this one. Instead of sowing them down deep, you can cover them afterwards. So that's what we'll do with this one. We'll level all this, and we'll just spread the seeds. It's nice to spread the seeds in rows rather than just scatter them anywhere, because then you will see when they're coming up. You will be able to differentiate between weeds as well when you have them in rows, especially if you're going something like parsley, which takes forever. I'm growing parsley at the moment as well. I think I have a video there for it. So I just level that off like that, and I will tamp it down. Now I'm going to water this first. Wet you don't call it, we will call it potting mix. Pick up these seeds. They are approximately 2 millimeters by 1 millimeter, and I'll spread them down along in a couple of rows. And I will do that in all along, lightly like that. And then I'm going to cover it with 1/4 of an inch or 6 millimeters of the same. The mixture of coconut coir, and maybe some of you would like to use peat or something like that. You can use peat. About 6 millimeters. I'll put another little bit on it, and I will just put them in, and not dark, but not full sun, obviously. You can cover it in plastic if you like. You could cover it in a plastic. I'll put it over there on the other side over there, and hopefully in 14 or 15 days we will have some seedlings. So I will just give that a watering in as well. We'll just leave it over under. We have a kind of a gazebo over there, which will take away most of the sun, and we should have something popping up in maybe 1 week. So That's Thai basil. It's used in curries and things like that, rather than our sweet basil, which you'd be using for pesto and for on top of pizzas, I suppose, as well. We grow Italian sweet basil here as well. So we'll get back to you in a few minutes, which will be 2 weeks' time, and we'll see how they've grown. It's been less than 4 days now since we sowed these seeds. Unbelievable, after 2 days they started to come up. What happened with one of them, we left them underneath where the rain was coming down off the side of a gazebo, and it damaged them, but down here they still all growed. These ones didn't get damaged. They will be, in 3 hours, 4 hours time, it'll be 4 days. So they are imagine 2 days they start to come up, and now we're going to give them more sun. I'm going to put them out into the sun, and they're getting a little bit of sun here this morning. It's very early here this morning. It's 6:30 or something like that. We will. I'll back to you when they grow about this height. In about 2 weeks' time, they should be up to about this height. And then I'll get back to you. Okay, it's been 10 days now since we sowed the seeds. Exactly 10 days. People often say in a video, they ask a question on the bottom. They say, well, if you'd done something, what would you do different the next time? Well, what I would have done different the next time, I would have put more soil in these, number one, or more compost, I mean. Would have sowed them deeper. Then I wouldn't be faced with what I am now, where I'm going to have to tin them out for the first time and then tin them the second time, because the roots are going down. I would have sowed the seeds way. I would not have put the seeds so close together, especially this one. This one is not so bad. I have it done in rows. So what I'll do is I'll take clumps of these up. You water it first, and I'll take up a clump like this, and I will put the clumps into pots, and then they will have much deeper. So I'll put them in. I will be taking them up again, and then we will water these in. So I will put a couple of clumps in each of these pots. I have done a pile of them there already. We have way too much of this, so I'll be giving it away. But that's another thing. Don't grow too much of it. It's got very high germination rate. So I'll just pot all these up into little clumps, maybe about 30 pieces in each of these. The roots can go right down, and then we will tin them out. Then when they have grown up, the true leaves are coming out on some of these as it is. So we will put maybe 20-30 pieces in each of these pots, and I've piled more there. I've smaller pots, and I will have tons and tons of Thai basil. So I'll be back to you in about a week, in about 1 week's time, and no, maybe 2 weeks. I'll probably come back in 2 weeks, and in 2 weeks I'll expect to have these growing up to here, and maybe third set of leaves or something like that, and then we will put them into their own individual pots then. Oh, good morning. It's been exactly 25 days since I sowed the seeds for these. They are doing okay. We didn't give them enough sun and they became leggy. What I done was I grew way too many. Can you see all the ones here behind? This is all Thai basil, and there's about 1,000 plants there. But we are dividing them up. Some of them became leggy, like this one. Now, so they are doing fine. I only transplanted them the other day because they were leggy when they were in the pot. So the gone leggy means they've not got enough sun. So we have some nice. Some of these are going to be ready. I'm going to top them. Probably, I'll top them in the next video. When I get about 10 true leaves, then I'll top them. But the side leaves are coming out in them as it is, and we have these ones I've transplanted. These ones now here are not. They're not sweet. They're not Thai basil. So we have them here. I'll give you one of the nicer ones. You can see here that you can see the side shoots are coming out already from it. Can you see that? The side shoots are coming out. Now when I cut the top off this, when I top it, these side shoots will make branches. They'll make branches either ways, because it's like doing chilies and hot peppers and that. We will top the middle one, but I will wait till this one comes up and I will top it, and I won't do it today. So this is our Thai basil after 25 days. I'll be back to you in 1 week, I think. Good morning. Now I'm going to wrap up this one on the Thai basil or Thai basil. We grow too much of it, like I did with all the other ones, and I'm left with piles of it all down there. And I would advise you grow a few seeds, 10 to 20 seeds at a time, because they all nearly grow. When they are younger, we cut out the growing shoots here so that they get more bushy. They're inclined to grow upwards a lot more than the others. Some people will let this one now go to seed. If you don't want it to go to seed, you just prick out it again a second time on the second branches. Just prick it out. Once it's pricked out there, it'll make the branches below it. So you can do it twice or 3 times, or you can do it not at all. It's up to yourself. It depends on how much you have. This is the fragrance of this is like Pernod. Pernod, the drink, Pernod or Ouzo. Ouzo from Greece, I think, or yeah, it's licorice, and it's very pungent, and it's lovely in your Thai curry if you're going to grow your Thai curry. So that's the end of our video on Thai basil, and if you like this video, much appreciate if you would subscribe to us up here. It'll be up here, I think, on this side, maybe. And this is our new channel now. And thank you very much for watching.